Welcome to Learn English with Stories. Today's story is emotional, mysterious, and filled with powerful English you can learn naturally. Listen carefully, follow the pauses, and let the story improve your understanding of English. Now, let's begin.
My name is Mira Collins. I was 30 years old when the most unforgettable chapter of my life began. I lived in a calm town named River Hollow, a place where every street had the same smell of old oak trees and every sunset looked exactly like the one before it. My routine was simple: wake up early, drink black coffee, walk to the library where I worked, help students, help tourists, return home, sleep, quiet, predictable, safe. Until the day he walked in. A man with gentle eyes, but a tense smile. A man who looked lost, but strangely confident. A man whose presence felt like a whisper of trouble. "Is this the public library?" he asked. His voice was soft, warm, almost fragile. "Yes," I said. "Can I help you?" He smiled, the kind of smile that hides something. "My name is Adrian Vale." He introduced himself politely, yet something about him felt incomplete, like he was saying only half of who he truly was. I didn't know it then, but Adrian Vale was a man living behind two faces, and both of them were about to collide with my quiet life. Adrian became a regular visitor. He came every afternoon, always carrying a small leather notebook with worn edges. He sat in the same corner seat, near the window, where sunlight fell like gold. Sometimes he asked for books on psychology. Other times, books on grief, trauma, and healing. I wondered what pain he carried, but I didn't ask. I simply observed. And slowly, I noticed something strange. Some days he spoke softly, calm, controlled, thoughtful. Other days, his voice was deeper, sharper, restless, like a second version of him. It was subtle, but I heard it. A different tone, a different energy, a different man. One afternoon, while returning a book to his table, he startled me by saying, "Mira, do you ever feel like your shadow knows more about you than you do?" I froze. It was not the usual Adrian asking this question. It was the other side of him, the darker side. I nodded slowly. "I think sometimes we hide from ourselves." He looked at me with a sad smile. "Yes," he whispered, "some of us hide too well." He closed his notebook quickly, as if protecting something inside it. Something secret, something dangerous. One rainy evening, the library was nearly empty. Only Adrian remained, writing intensely in his notebook. But he left early, something he never did. When I went to close the library, I found his notebook lying on the chair. I hesitated. Should I open it? Should I respect his privacy? I told myself I would only check the first page to find his address and return it. But the first page had only one sentence: "I am not who she thinks I am." My chest tightened. The second page read, "I must choose which face to wear before the truth destroys everything." My hand shook. And the third page, it had two columns. Adrian Vale, the quiet one. Calm,
gentle, avoids conflict, wants a normal life, loves Mira. Aiden Vale, the shadow, angry, protective, hides the past, remembers everything, must finish the mission. I gasped. Two names, two versions, two faces, not a twin, not a brother, one man, two lives.
The next morning, Adrian came early. His hands shook slightly. His eyes were tired. He looked like someone who hadn't slept in days. "You found it," he whispered. I didn't deny it. "I'm sorry," I said softly. "I didn't mean to read it. I was trying to return it." "It's all right," his voice cracked. "You needed to know." He sat down slowly, as if his knees barely held him. "You see, Mira, I am Adrian, and I am also Aiden." I listened without interrupting. For years, I've lived with two identities, not because of illness, not because of confusion, but because my past forced me into two different lives. I leaned closer. "Tell me," I whispered. His hands curled into fists. "I used to work undercover for a private intelligence unit. Dangerous missions, dangerous people." My breath quickened. One mission went wrong. I was discovered, betrayed, hunted. So I created a second identity, a softer one, to survive. He looked at me with eyes full of pain. But now, the people I escaped from have found me again. A shiver ran down my spine. "Are you in danger?" I asked. He slowly nodded. "We both are." For the next week, everything changed. I saw strange things. A black car parked near my street, a man in a long coat watching the library, footsteps behind me at night. Adrian, or Aiden, became more alert. His eyes scanned every corner, every shadow, every passing person. One night, he knocked on my door. "Mira, pack a small bag. Someone is coming. We don't have much time." Fear tightened my throat, but something inside me trusted him. I grabbed a jacket, my phone, and a few essentials. We left quietly, slipping into the cold night. We checked into a cheap motel outside town. Inside the room, Adrian locked every window, lowered the blinds, and sat on the edge of the bed. "I need to tell you why they want me," he said. I nodded. He opened his notebook to a page I hadn't seen before. A drawing. A symbol shaped like two overlapping circles, one light, one dark. "This is the crest of Imberhall," he said. "A secret organization, powerful, invisible, deadly." He swallowed hard. "When I worked for them, I discovered something they would kill to protect." "What did you discover?" I whispered. He closed the notebook slowly. "A list," he said. "A list of people they planned to eliminate. Important people, innocent people." He looked directly at me. "And your name was on that list." My heart stopped. "Me? Why?" He shook his head. "I don't know yet, but I will find out." At 2:37 a.m., someone banged on the door. Adrian rushed me into the bathroom, whispering, "Stay quiet. No matter what you hear." I held my breath. Voices outside, heavy footsteps, the sound of a weapon being loaded. Adrian's voice, calm but firm. You don't have to do this. Another voice, cold, sharp. You turned your back on Ember Hall. Now we erase you. Both of you. Then, crash. A fight. Shouting. Glass breaking. Silence. When Adrian finally opened the bathroom door, he was breathing heavily. It's over, he whispered. For now. We left the motel before sunrise.
We hid at an old safe house Adrian once used. There, the two halves of him, Adrian the gentle and Aiden the shadow, began merging into one stronger man. He taught me how to stay safe, how to watch my surroundings, how to read people, and I taught him something too, how to be human again, how to trust, how to breathe without fear. One night, by the fire, he said, "Mira, I want to stop running. I want a life, a real one, with you." I felt tears burn my eyes. "But first," he said, "I must finish this."
When Adrian confronted the leader of Ember Hall, nothing went as expected. The leader revealed the truth. "Mira Collins is your weakness," he said coldly, "and we destroy weakness." Adrian stepped forward, fearless. "No," he said, "she is my strength." The fight was brutal, silent, deadly. But Adrian survived. The leader didn't, and Ember Hall collapsed from the inside. Months later, life returned to calm. No more shadows, no more enemies, no more double identities. Adrian became whole. One man, one face, one life. He moved into a small apartment near mine. We walked each evening by the river. We rebuilt trust. We rebuilt peace. One night, as the sun set over River Hollow, he whispered, "Mira, thank you for seeing the man behind the shadow." I squeezed his hand. "We all have two faces," I whispered back, "but love chooses which one stays." And finally, he smiled. A real smile, a whole smile, the smile of a man who no longer needed to hide. Thank you for listening to this emotional mystery story on Learn English with Stories. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep believing in new beginnings.